Well, good morning. It's a Saturday morning. I thought I'd update you. It's hotter than Hades out there. It's so humid you could cut it. Welcome to Florida. If you don't like the weather, just wait. It'll change. It'll be storming later. But good Saturday morning. What's going on out there in Allen Osborne land? We're going to talk politics. I guess we'll lead into it. You know, if you laugh at my stuff and say, who cares, Alan? You care. If you don't believe me, you care. Go to the gas pump and don't look. Go to the grocery store and don't look if you really don't care. Don't say a word about it. Because what it is bad politics, people being unaccountable, and people are not running the government, the U.S. government at the national, state, and local level is lost in general. I mean, we got a great governor. And I'll tell you, Florida is doing a lot of things more right than anybody else. But as a nation, and especially here locally, go watch the Bernie show, the Bernie Thomason show down there in Panama City. They're indicting people left and right for what they've done in the government. And Walton County, you guys know what a shit show we got. It just is. And Danny Glidewell just went unopposed. Oh, well, maybe he did. We're not, everybody's trying to figure it out. Meadows is out of that race, but you know, bad leadership starts right here on the local level. Unaccountability. You know, these people that just aren't accounted for, that don't play by the rules, and then, you know, use your taxpayer money at work in Atlanta. The rules don't matter. This is the law when it comes to planning. If you don't like how South Walton's been the last 5 years, this is the guy that didn't tell the truth. And these are the people that didn't let him. Oh yeah, that's them. People know the truth. People that won't say. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we get back to the Alan Osborne show. So let's go through our weekly rundown. Well, there's good news in Walton County. The Friends and Family program that everybody was worried had gone away. If you're really a local, it's still in place. It's completely in place. Because on the Friends and Family program, we understand that Scott Brannon became the legislative liaison. We don't think it was advertised. There's never been one, and it was created for Scott. This is part of the Trey Nick, I can't run for office because I thought with the wrong head program. This is his exit strategy. So, you know, we always talk about that. Remember that in election years, you used to talk about an exit strategy. Well, I guess this is Trey's. I don't know. Trey's exit strategy is to take everybody. So we'll go through what's going on with that. So Scott Brannon, we're not sure what the criteria or who actually pulled the trigger. Was it HR? Was it Trey and Danny and Boots that way? Or was it not Trey? Was it Danny, Boots, and Barker that were the 3 votes? I mean, how did that happen? What was the interview? Was there a drug test? I mean, did he have to pass a background check? Who was his reference? Clay Atkinson? I mean, you can't make his shit up. And then Danny gets on this damn TV interview with Bo Wheels. If you haven't watched Bo Wheels' interviews, you need to go watch them because they're telling as hell. And so back to the Friends and Family program. So here's the Nick exit strategy. Brannon becomes a legislative liaison, a job that he can't be tracked, talk. We'll be paying for him to drive back and forth to Tallahassee. Who knows? But no telling what this will entail and what it pays and what he'll charge the county while he builds his political and personal connections. Gary Mattison, understand, is now not working directly for the BCC and has returned back to Trey's office. So I guess he did all the dirty work they wanted him to do. Do I have his mugshot here? No. Anyway, I'll get that loaded up. But so Gary Mattison goes back to finish out next term, and then I guess they'll either retire him or they'll place him too. And then Trey will walk off into the sunset, never having to produce anything. And I'm sure he's going to come back in the next election, and he's going to be right at the front of the pack there. And there's so many theories about Barker wants to be the county administrator, but let's just talk about where we're at from an administrative position that these jokers have put us in, these idiots. Right now, they don't want to pay a real lawyer $150 an hour to build a legal team and maybe 2 junior lawyers at $100 an hour to have a real legal team for Walton County. Instead, they spent hundreds of dollars an hour. Remember, they told us it would just be like for 90 days. It's a temporary thing, but no telling what they have paid this fool wearing a potato chip bowl on his head at the county expense to build an attorney's office that he won't be responsible for and will have to work with fools like him because he's a private attorney. He's been acting as a county attorney and then closing deals for the county on property in his private practice. But nobody has a problem with this. So let's think about this. These guys don't want to pay an attorney that would only be loyal to them $150 an hour. But they pay Clay $200 or $300 or $125 an hour. They won't pay. They're just not going to pay. But we, the citizens, we pay when Clay is in charge and giving legal recommendations for the county to do things. We all pay. I promise you, we're paying. Isn't that sad? So anyway, also part of the Trey Nick exit strategy is, I guess, we like to understand that somebody else also got. So Gary went back to Nick. Scott got a new job. Got to take care of the last of it. We understand that Trey Nick's daughter is starting work in the tax collector's office this week. Where was that advertised? Who interviewed that? Let me guess, was that one of those things where they say, oh, we're going to hire this person part-time so we don't have to advertise them? And then they work them a couple months and they become permanent? Oh, this is firm belief that the county's friends and family program is in place. So all the people, Nick's telling him to take care of everybody he needs to before he leaves office and goes into the timeout session because he didn't know how to behave correctly. And I think everybody knows it. And all the rest of them, family, friends, Scott's all taken care of with the job that was not advertised. And I have a feeling the tax collector and Madison's back there. I will get some pictures up of Gary. So the good news is, once again, friends and family program is in place. Barker's taking care of Chaz. So he's probably eating his feces anytime he gets the chance. And we're looking for a tractor large enough and a chain large enough to dislodge Chaz's head from Barker's ass. If anybody knows anybody that has a tractor big enough and a chain big enough, we won't have a tree big enough in South Walton to tie the chain to, but or that chain Chaz to, but whatever. So we got issues in the tax collector's office. Not just she hired Nick. I understand Northwest Florida Daily News and some other people have done a public records request for a bunch of information out of the tax collector's office. And then we may have been paying people to do some very strange things with tax money. I don't know, more to follow. I'm going to read the public records request before I throw Rhonda on the altar. But by gosh, I hope this isn't true, but it might be. Meadows at the last minute bowed out. Rumors that on line that she was threatened that she'd go through hell if she ran. It doesn't surprise me. And then watch Danny Glidewell's interview again with Bo Wills. That thing is telling as hell. I mean, it just is. He talks about stuff and tries to blame it on 30 years ago when he's voted for it recently. Him, not somebody 30 years ago. Danny Glidewell, he was still security guarding, is what he's saying. But actually, he was at the forefront of the vote. More high rises, not in compliance. He knew we had a drainage problem when he went in office, but not one of these fools have proposed new drainage standards to stop the stormwater issue in South Walton. Nobody has done that. Not a soul. So, excuse me, I thought I silenced that. That's just how live the Alan Osborne show is. Anyway, so that's the wrap up for the week. And then we finish out with Chaz and Donna. And so my special guest today is this sign. You need to figure out what's going on, that you can't vote for Buchanan, or you'll have Tony Anderson and lost David Buchanan, who has a lot of issues. You'll have both of them going to the same church. Do you want 40% of the yays and nays on all your local business to be coming out of one church? I think that's a conflict. So you need to be voting for Donna Johns. She's a vet. She's been an awesome mosquito commissioner. She's led the Republican Party. Where were all these fools? Where was Chaz? Oh, he was on the beach walk with the Democrats. You know, walk out with your, your Johnson out, except he used another word for it. Have you seen the pictures? Can you imagine going to a July 4th day at the county events and all the commissioners there, and your child going, look, mommy, that's the man with the wig running naked down the beach. I remember him from Facebook. Oh, and he has a man with a black cape and a sickle. Come on, people. You can't take Chaz seriously. And I don't even get the whole Buchanan thing. Lost in space. God sent him to run for office and move to Florida. I don't know. Go listen to those interviews. Listen to Bo Wills's podcast interviews. You'll be shocked. And that's the way it is on Saturday morning, June 18th in Walton County. The nation's in crumbles and Walton County's in shambles. Welcome to summer. I'm Alan Osborne, and you can't make this shit up. So let's vote Donna. At least we'll have one voice if we can get Donna in there. And maybe the South End at least have somebody that'll say something. I'm Alan Osborne. Y'all keep them straight out there. You hear?